Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your messages for the 8th to the 14th of September. Let's get right into things. Well, you know, Venus is moving into your sign, into your first house of self, your appearance. First house also rules first impression. So with Venus in your energy there, Scorpio, very attractive to people for sure this particular week. I don't really recommend getting any sort of procedures though, guys. Normally, I know a lot of readers are saying that, oh, Scorpio, Venus is in your first house of self. Thumbs up for a procedure. I would be a little cautious only because Mercury is in pre-retrograde and the sixth house, which rules our house of health. You have Chiron also retrograde in there in Aries. So I would just put whatever it is, put it off until like the third week of October if you could avoid, if you're getting any sort of I'm talking about like cosmetic procedures. I'm not talking about a necessary medical kind of treatment for those of you who are thinking about that. But anyway, so with Scorpio in your energy in that first house, very passionate approach to life. There is no question about it. You know, that could be absolutely fabulous for some of you. This is a general reading. So this is for the archetype of Scorpio. I don't know you. I don't know what else is in your chart, but could also be a little bit of a challenge, right? Especially if it has to do with like a day-to-day work situation, because it is in conjunct with that Chiron retrograde in that sixth house of your day-to-day work experience. So you could be like, hey, that's not fair at work, or I'm really not happy at my job. Like I can't not look at it anymore, right? But in the same way, it's very positive for making change for you, which is good. And I feel like some of you are going to be really very focused on that. So this first spread, by the way, guys, is going to be for all parts of life. And then I'm going to break into a he said, she said spread for relationship. A lot of you guys have been asking me for that. And it's hard for me to do all different kinds of spreads, you know, for every little part of life. So I'm going to combine them and I'll timestamp in the description box below. But getting back to the Ten of Swords, there's an ending here where there's a history. And guys, sometimes it's just what we need, right? Sometimes we need an end to something that hasn't been working out. And sometimes it's the end of a time period where maybe things are really lousy, where we're out of work, or we're in a dysfunctional situation with a family member or a relationship. It's like time to like stick a fork in it. It's done, right? And the thing is, even if it's difficult to release, it's a relief, right? Even if it's painful, it's the end of a challenging time so that you're able to lighten up, move forward, and bring yourself things that are resonating with you more authentically, right? I mean, this is really about a new chapter of passion. I'm feeling very motivated here. Absolutely, with the Ace of Wands. I love this, especially because you're going to be feeling this very deep passion, right? Especially, I'm not even going to say this week, all the way through the beginning of October, because your Venus is going to be in your energy from September 10th to October 7th. So superficial anything is not going to fly with you, especially Scorpio. So superficial flirting, shallow conversations, surface anything like that. Like you're going to want a situation to really resonate with you. If it has to do with a relationship, you want the body, mind, and soul. You want intense. If it has to do with that job, you want to completely resonate with it. You know, you want to get into something that's going to move you, because Venus is a very emotional energy. So really sensual, really passionate energy for relationships. And guys, I mean, there's just a lot of focus on new and passion for you with the Ace of Swords. I mean, a lot of you, if you're in a situation where there have been any obstacles in relationship, this is you being very focused on getting over them. If this has to do with you maybe having to do with career or money, this is new beginnings, decisions, clear thinking, you know, figuring it out, whittling it down to what it is that you really, really want for yourself. And that energy ends up manifesting a change to your circumstances for the better, because you're going to be very mentally agile. And you're going to be very assertive, not aggressive. If you feel like you're being pulled into the aggressive side of things, really try to check yourself, because that can happen when Venus is in your sign. And it's not because you can't get control of your energy, but it's with Venus in there. You're going to be, first of all, it's going to be very interesting energy having it in your first house itself, because you're going to feel very, you're going to want to feel very consumed by that relationship, that friendship, that work situation, whatever it is. You're going to want to really throw yourself into it completely, but it's going to be really hard for you and anybody else really in this energy to have blind faith in something where there can be this underlying fear of being too vulnerable, or of you feeling like you need to give up your own power. You're not going to be comfortable with that. So there can be some pushback. And that is the shadow manifestation of Venus, where it's like, if things are not in a way where she feels like she's being treated fairly, or things are going in a particular way, she could bring out her bitch fangs, right? I mean, that's like, she's not playing. And there could be some passive aggressiveness going on there, some manipulation. So you want to try to avoid that, right? We're only human, and it depends on what situation you're going through. So be a little careful of that. And plus, you have Mars moving into Libra. You're going to want to be very charming. You're not going to want to have any confrontation. You're not going to want any of that. You're going to want everybody to just get along. But in that same energy, with that Mars energy in your 12th house of your subconscious, of your mind, of your emotions, right? What is it you're feeling underneath everything in your subconscious? You're going to feel kind of indecisive. I think I want that, but maybe I want this. I'm not sure, but I don't want any confrontation. I don't want any issue with anybody. And that can end up creating for you, especially, a lot of mental gymnastics during this energy, because you're trying to make yourself feel better, and you're going to be trying to appease a particular situation. So what can end up happening there, if things are not going in a way that you would really like, is, again, that passive aggressive energy. So just be careful of that. You know, again, just to be forewarned, just to be forearmed. I'm not saying that you personally are going to be jumping on that bandwagon, but that's going to be the energy it's going to be very easy for you to slip into that space. And clarifying this Ace of Swords, we have the Seven of Coins. So the Seven of Coins is it's a very patient energy, and it's you being very hardworking. So hard work paying off, but you needing to be patient. Being patient having to do with finding that job, getting past that situation with that family member, or that a colleague, that person in the relationship, whatever it is. But this is where it's going to get tricky. These double aces, after this Ten of Swords, you are going to be extremely hell-bent on having a particular outcome. And then it's like, oh, but hold on, Scorpio, you need to be patient. It's like, what? You know? So look at this. We have another Ace of Coins, and then the Fool. Wow. I mean, we have a lot of like, just... This Ten of Swords is, not only is it... surrounded by two aces, and we have the Ace of Coins here, but then the Fool is following that. So there's a lot of newness, a lot of beginning that's really coming into your energy that I'm getting for you. There's no question. The Ace of Coins is just fabulous. It's just about happiness and contentment, getting what you want. Like, this could be, for some of you, money coming to you. And it doesn't mean that it's just going to be on your doorstep when you like leave, you know, the house in the morning. But you're going to be shown how to achieve what it is that you want. So some of you may come across... oh my gosh, like you could just come across some sort of, I don't know, a workshop, a webinar, a seminar, something like that, that's going to end up arming you with a skill set, anything like that. You do have Pluto in your third house of learning in Capricorn, which rules work. So you can be starting some sort of new cycle, maybe some sort of online program. You could be trying to launch some sort of, you know, e-commerce store, something online, something like that. You know, especially because you do have the Sun is in Virgo in your 11th house, which is ruled, that house is ruled by Uranus, which rules technology. So there's going to be a lot of focus there. So some of you may be realizing, oh, hey, you know what, maybe I'm going to do A, B, and C online, or something to that effect. And just, but there's newness here. There's new energy. So even if you've been doing it, it does seem like there's going to be some sort of new supportive approach in moving forward. But because we have the Fool, if this has to do with a career or money thing, this does tell me that you're going to be getting on a new path, some sort of new opportunity, or new approach to your current position, like I was just mentioning. Some of you, whole new enterprise altogether for others of you. And just make sure that, because you have all this energy, and it's like passion, right? New beginnings, woo, like that's that first house energy. Make sure you prioritize your responsibilities well. Do you know what I mean? Like, try not to get too swept up in something. And guys, this could even be for a relationship. Where if especially if you're done being single, or you're done with that toxic energy, you're ready for new. You're going to be patient. You got to be patient. But there's new. Now, for some of you, you're so ready for the new in a very long-standing relationship that you've been in. The Fool energy can be, okay, guess what? We need to do things differently than we've been doing. Because you don't want to end up in the Death card energy. You certainly don't want to end up as the Tower, right? So here it's like, all right, if we're going to work it out, let's try it. Let's do it different. And that means literally doing it differently. So how are you going to do that? Well, it means you're going to have to sit down and have a conversation and talk. But some of you, we have this Five of Coins energy, right? Keeping it real. This is a test. So for some of you, it's a Mercury and Taurus. So this could be a real test. For some of you, maybe some of you are feeling your resources are tested right now. Financial issues, or you're having a fear of financial issues. Some of you may be very afraid of losing the security of your home right now, particularly if you have some issues going on at work. Right, which can be happening. I mean, you have your Uranus retrograde in Taurus in the 7th house of contracts. You have Chiron retrograde in your 6th house in Aries, having to do with your day-to-day work environment. So there can be, and there's a lot of release going on. Your 2nd house of money is that's where the Sagittarius South Node is. So if it has to do with money, there could be this definite lack mentality. Even if you have money, you might be in the space of feeling afraid of it. Like, am I going to have enough moving forward? Others of you, you're dealing with the pain in the aftermath of a breakup. Or somebody passing away. But you do have more support right now than you realize. It's just that something's going on here. I feel like from this 10 of Swords, that's pushing you to go in a new direction, but you're still needing to deal with this. And look, you do have Venus, this Venus energy is squaring Saturn in that 4th house for you. So there could be, we're talking about the 4th house. We're talking about home. We're talking about roots, family, your emotions, your ability to mother, the idea of mothering, all of that is 4th house stuff. So there could be jealousy, there could be coldness, there could be disconnect with your loved ones that cause you grief, that causes you to feel lonely, that causes you to feel a sense of loss. And that's what this 5 of Coins is, right, with that Venus and squaring Saturn. So somebody may disappoint you right now, Scorpio, right? And specifically with some sort of indifference where you feel like they're not 100% there for you, they don't have your back, maybe they're criticizing your way of approaching something, right? So your emotional environment is probably going to be pretty strained in this energy, where you feel like nothing really goes smoothly at home, nothing's really going smoothly maybe for your work life, right? And with the Venus SE squaring Neptune, a strange, almost they feel strange or sudden or unexpected argument could, for some of you, it could be a breakup. For others of you, it could just be like some sort of situation comes up that ends up shattering your peace for the week and leaves you feeling nervous and anxious and rejected or betrayed. And I'm not even going to say, like, this energy is going to be kind of hanging out like for the month. And this is not to be negative. It's like whatever's happening here is very necessary to level you up, even though it's not going to feel good in the moment. And I want you to hang on to that, because whatever's going on here, I do feel like it's going to end up working out in your favor. It is. I mean, you have the Sun conjunct Mars too, very high energy to get what it is that you want, but because you're going to be feeling this lack of support, that's just that Sun semi-squaring Venus. You're going to feel that lack of support when it comes to you reaching your own personal goals, even though it does seem like people are there for you. The 3 of Cups energy, right? This is you being surrounded by a circle of support. It is the number of creation here. It's you trying to heal past something, but it's almost like the energy that I'm feeling coming through is, when you need a certain kind of support, you do. People are there for you, but it's almost like it's not exactly what you need, that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But the best thing to do here, though, is to really, really reflect on your truth, Scorpio, having to do with whatever the situation is, the relationship, the career situation, family situation. Reflect on your truth realistically and figure out if what you're feeling of stuckness, that element of stuckness, is a temporary period of frustration, or is a time for you to make those decisions, to push yourself forward, be a leader in your own life, right? Be the emperor of your own energy here. And be brave, right? Because the emperor is, it's a Mars energy. It's Aries. It's come on, let's go. It's let's do this, right? So for some of you, if you're single, right, and you're sick of being single, this is you meeting somebody. For those of you in relationship, it's you guys talking about your future plans and practical matters being addressed in a very realistic way and a very positive way. If this is to do with career or money, this is like, all right, guess what? I really need to stop, get my finances organized. I need to balance stuff out in work, right? And if a situation at work for you doesn't feel good to you, if it's not impassioning you at this point, you're going to say, okay, it's time for me to get out of here. I have to change. If you've been having a hard time finding work, this could be like, oh, guess what? I have to find a new strategy. Because that's what this is the sun opposing Neptune right now, guys, for this month for you. This is a time for considering options. Instead of making any hard and fast decisions right now, though, considering different options for you. Your energy is probably going to feel a little like, oh, do I really have to deal with this? Kind of feeling a little low, right? That's okay, though. It's okay. It's almost like, you know what I feel like? Almost like this month is almost like you're incubating, you're marinating, Scorpio. You're marinating while and I know this sounds very cheesy, but very like, a little out there, but it's like you're marinating while you manifest. So important for you to, and what a nice energy to do it in, right? With Venus in your first house itself. But you're marinating as you manifest something that's meant to level you up, But just understand, I've been kind of saying this to everybody. This sun opposing Neptune is going to be sort of putting a cloak of like, what the hell's going on to everybody. And, the opposition is then going to lead into an inconjunct, which is then going to lead into a trine. And what does that even mean? You know what it means? Give it about 6 to 8 weeks. That's the long and the short of it. Give it about 6 to 8 weeks for the fogginess to sort of clear. I would give it until like end of October, beginning of November. And I know a lot of you are like, what, woman? I can't wait that long. Well, it doesn't mean don't do anything. I'm talking about where you're not going to feel this level of like, what is going on here, right? We have the 9 of Cups clarifying that. Yep. Happiness. Wish is manifesting. For some of you, beautiful new relationship. Others of you just is doing something that just feels really connected to your heart. This is Jupiter and Pisces energy, so we like this. And I love that we have the Ace of Wands, the Fool, and the 9 of Cups. So definitely this new chapter of passion, creativity, motivation, absolutely beautiful. Really nice energy. And then we have the Moon, okay? So look, I mean, the fact that we have the Moon and then it's followed by the actual Death card, is what I mentioned before, right? So some sort of, all right, I can't do this anymore. I'm disappointed. I don't want to do a job just for the money anymore. So it's time for me to leave, right? Or it's you manifesting the end of a job, right? Where you can end up losing your job. But the bottom line is here, like when we're talking about the death energy, right? This is you, this is Scorpio. With that Pluto energy sitting in that third house, right? Your ruler is sitting in that third house with Capricorn, which has to do with, communication and putting yourself out there and also learning, right? It does seem like a lot of you are very either disappointed and let down, having to do with a job where you've reached a goal, but you're like, was it even worth it? Feeling like it wasn't worth it. You don't want to just do something for the paycheck anymore, right? You want to feel very connected to it, right? To your emotions. For others of you, if this has to do with a relationship, this is you not being able to not see and not look at how confused and disappointed you are and how somebody, again, has let you down, right? And it's feeling that lack of trust that the relationship's going to really end up being able to work out that leads you to this death energy. So a lot of you are going to be making the decisions for yourself to step away from a relationship, or there's going to be some sort of decision made within a relationship that you guys have to, at least for now, part ways. If you're going to, this could even be a friendship or a family connection where it's like, look, doesn't have to be over forever, but it has to be over for now, because what's been going on up to this point is super unhealthy. And if we don't take this breather and we don't do a little bit of self-reflection and a little bit of work on ourselves, we're just going to combust. So, and it's really this need to take a step away. And that could even go for work too. I mean, this could be a possible ending of a business connection or an avenue of money that could be tough initially, right? But this energy indicates that something new is right there. It's on the near horizon for you, but you are going to have to be patient, which is Seven of Coins energy here. Just be patient. It does seem like. Yeah. Also, another message that I'm getting here is some of you may be making the decision to move. I know that seems kind of random and out of the way, but or off the point. But where in the Emperor energy, you know, you could easily be realizing that where it is that you're living, you're just feeling this absolute intense motivation for a new home, a new neighborhood, a new something. You know, and you feel like you're going to just be at Nine of Cups way more happy there, way more happy, because you're feeling very like sort of disillusioned and unhappy with where you're living right now in that Moon energy. So the Death energy could also mean moving, because where you live no longer meets your overall needs and what it is that you're trying to do. So, yeah, so I mean, I think we covered all the bases here of all the messages that are coming through for me. Let me just pull a couple of closing tarot here, and I'm going to pull Eight of Wands, yeah, very nice. Three of Coins, great. Awesome, I love this. This is about collaborating, coming together, right? And there being communication about it. The Eight of Wands is a very fast energy. This is good news coming in. Lots of busy communication. This is great if you've been feeling held back or stuck waiting for a decision having to do with that job, that relationship, that situation that you've been waiting for to grow in, right? This is really good news also if you've been in separation, ultimately would be in the near future, right? And then this is about collaborating and coming together. I like this a lot. This is allowing your talents to shine as well. So of a successful launch of something. And this could also be the sale of a home, the purchase of a home, and it going really, everything kind of rolling out quite quickly. We have the inner child that needs to be looked at and speak up. and telling you, Mars and Libra in your 12th, you're not going to want to speak up. Scorpio, even though you're not shy with telling people what you think, it's very funny when Mars is and Mercury in its pre-shadow retrograde is going to be in that 12th house, right, of the hidden, of your subconscious. So you're going to be very reflective. You're going to be, you're going to have that warrior energy in there, but that Libra's like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. There's going to be so much strategizing going on in your mind. But the fact that we have this 12th house energy is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be trining your 4th house of home. I feel like a lot of you are going to be looking at, your fear. The inner child really is about looking at those deep-seated fears. Where do you keep yourself small? Where do you allow people to get away with stuff? Where are things not working out in your life? Go in that direction and really just heal that, work to heal it. And speak up. Don't be afraid to open your mouth. Which I could hear some of you laughing from here. Like, what? Woman, get out of here. I'm a Scorpio. I'm not scared of anything. But it's just, you're going to feel a little like, a little more trepidatious than normal to express, let's say, just because of all of the energy going on in your 12th house. You know what's tricky about having Mars in the 12th and Mercury pre-shadow in the 12th? You're going to feel so misunderstood right now. It's not you. You're not going bananas. You're not. You're going to say the words, blah, 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 and you're going to feel like, why are people not understanding me? Like, truly, the way that I am intending the communication to come out. It's a tricky placement. But you have good stuff going on. I feel like there's a lot of good, look, there is this element of disappointment for sure, but things are shifting for you in a very nice way. So that being said, let's get to relationships, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And we're going to pull on your energy first, and then someone that you may be dealing with. The Hierophant. Angel de la Nuit is the challenge, yeah. Dark night of the soul kind of energy. Black Moon Lilith might be getting in your way. Those of you who know your Black Moon Lilith placement. Looking at that South Node energy. If you know your placements, right? We're talking about the current challenge for you being Angel de la Nuit. The first thing I always think with this card is, look at your Black Moon Lilith placement. Look at that South Node placement, not only the sign, but also the house that it's in, guys. Equally important. Those of you who know your chart, it's not enough to know, like, I don't know, that you have, your, your South Node in Taurus. It's got to be, you have your South Node in Taurus in the 7th house. That's a thing, right? Which, by the way, you guys should know, if I haven't mentioned it already, that the South Node of the moon is going to be transiting into Scorpio. It's going to be South Node Scorpio, North Node Taurus, the 2nd into the 3rd week of January. We're starting to feel the energy now. We typically start to feel it around 6 months before. And so what that means for you, I happen to be a Scorpio South Node, yay, yay. I'm getting ready for my nodal return. Only happens every 19 years. Right now we have Sagittarius and Gemini, so we're going to be moving into the Scorpio South Node, Taurus, North Node. I'm going to be doing a video on that. But Scorpio, even it doesn't matter what your nodal energy is, because Scorpio is your first house of self. You guys are going to be feeling this next nodal energy strongly as well. Because wherever Scorpio is in our chart, we're going to be asked to release and change and make some changes to level ourselves up, to evolve, to grow. So in that first house of self, there's going to be this need to release your maybe attitude towards something, relationship, your job. There's going to be some, and that's going to end up creating a shift in your approach to life and your identity. So a lot of you might be feeling it now. So we have coming into this having to do with relationship, the Ace of Swords. So you will probably in this space, within this relationship, of wanting to get over or actively working on getting over any sort of past obstacles that were issues, focusing on getting what you want, right? This is like very much a thoughts becoming things energy. So for some of you, fixing things in relationship or being very focused and clear in what it is that you want in relationships and just trying to put that out there to being able to manifest, right? Something that you really wanted to bring to yourself. Now we have the Hierophant energy. So Hierophant energy is, for some, yes, it's a marriage card. It's about committed partnerships. And this is you right now, right? This is you looking at commitment, the idea of commitment, the idea of expectations, the need to conform to something, right? You're looking at, what does it mean to be in relationship? And what does all of that mean? In numerology, the Hierophant is the Temperance energy, which is about cooperating and there being this balance. What do you need? What do they need? What does the situation need, right? And what I like about it, it's looking at these things and it's saying, okay, how could we make this work? What do we have to compromise on, right? And for those of you who are single, you may find yourself very strongly energetically and or spiritually pulled towards a new partner. But whether you're in relationship or not, this is a very emotionally intense energy. It truly is with the Hierophant. That's where you are. But what is the current challenge that you're dealing with this is the Angel de la Nuit. And it's where, and this is always a tricky energy because it's like, what is underneath the surface of something that's dark, that's pulling you? Are you being pulled toward, if you're in a relationship, are you being pulled to have an affair? If you're in the relationship, do you feel like your partner is being pulled into having an affair? Not that we're robots or puppets, or not that we're puppets or anything, right? But it's like, it's that that dark kind of energy that we have to look at, and we have to shine light on it so that it's not dark. You know, this could be who gets in whose way. This could have to do with addiction. This could have to do with negative thoughts, obsession, anxiety, anything like that, right? It's almost, in that way, it's almost like very similar to like a devil type of energy, right? And that could be the challenge here. Now we have the Eight of Cups as the basis of this situation, and it's working with the present situation, which is the Three of Pentacles, which I think is kind of interesting, because I feel like some of you may be thinking about leaving a relationship, or just because this is a Saturn and Pisces energy, right? And this is having the emotional intelligence to recognize that something's not feeling right, and it's time to move away from it. And it's that kind of thing, it's sadness but no regret, where there's this, okay, I've been in this thing, it felt right at one point, right now I'm not feeling connected to it. And it's recognizing, again, because it's Saturn and Pisces, like I could stay in this and know that I am never going to be really happy, or I could leave. And that's what I mean by like the sadness but no regret. Like you're sad because you want something to work, but the no regret comes in the recognition and the emotional intelligence of recognizing that something is just not ever going to be something that you really, really want. And what's interesting here is the current situation we have. This is the present situation. As the Three of Pentacles is about building. This is Mars and Capricorn, right? It's coming together. I always call this the architect card. All right, how are we going to fix this? What are we going to do? Let's come together. Let's do this. Let's do, you know, I'm recognizing that. Now, for those of you who are single, you're very much thinking about the process of relationship, and you're thinking about past cycles, almost like you're almost doing like a hermit energy here, I feel like, where you're looking at past cycles and looking at the common denominator so that you don't repeat past mistakes. Those of you who are in that space, and you're making the decision between the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Cups. You're making this decision to leave the idea of not being in relationship anymore, not allowing your fears to run the show, right? And really sort of embracing the idea of collaborating with somebody, of coming together, of opening yourself up in that way. But for those of you in relationship, I feel like you're with somebody where it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Where are we going to live? How's this going to go? And you're like, I don't know if I'm feeling this. And you're going to have to look at that. Because we have the Eight of Swords as the recommended approach. And the Eight of Swords is really feeling like you're trapped. And in this space, you know, going back to the Eight of Cups energy, right? That's Saturn and Pisces. It's like, where I said sadness but no regret. It's like, all right, you know, felt good at one time. It felt good at one time. But it's never going to bring me what I need. And this is, yeah, I don't think things are ever going to change. I really don't. And that's going to create this kind of anxiety. So if you're feeling any kind of anxiety having to do with relationship, you have to really look at that. You're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out, though. Even if it means swallowing your pride a little bit, a lot of it, whatever. Right? Because you're going to have to get past something. But you can't not look at what's not feeling right. Now, this is very interesting to me, because the person that you're dealing with got the World. And the World is the most positive manifestation of Saturn. So this is somebody who there's some sort of completion here in an energy that you're dealing with. So it's like somebody learned their lesson. But is it too late, Scorpio? Is somebody coming in and saying, oh, I figured it out. I see the light. I saw Jesus. All right. You know, and you're like, I'm just not sure. But your challenge is in pulling yourself away from it. That challenge is moving on. That challenge is detaching. You're having a hard time with that. Taking that space to do the internal work. You're having a hard time pulling yourself away from it. Now, for some of you, it could be because of kids. The idea of having children that you have, you know, this idea of growth, because Empress is straight up Venus, and Venus, as we discussed, is in your energy right now. This is about growing. Now, Venus is also about money. Venus also has to do with your self-esteem. So some of you may be in this space where you feel like maybe you're staying because of money. So you're staying because of the children. You're staying because you're like, all right, this energy might not be everything that I really want. I know that. but at least I know what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, maybe I'm just going to try to work and balance it out there. But look at how tired she looks in this energy, right? The real mother energy. Oh, I'm so tired. It's been a long day kind of thing, right? But this is about being able to grow your life in the near future. You're going to be focused on that. But the final outcome energy, we do have the Five of Wands, and there's competition. This is battle of the wills, not agreeing. Not agreeing, not agreeing. Fighting to be heard. Hangman, yeah. Yeah, because Scorpio, I feel like you're going to be in the space where you feel like if you stay in this situation, you're going to end up having to sacrifice what it is that you want, need, and desire, and you're going to end up having to martyr yourself. Okay, yeah, yeah. So we have that, okay? You martyring yourself. But you're in this space where it's like, no, honey, I'm the Queen of Pentacles. It's time I need to sit down, really take care of myself, my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, my kids, my stuff, right? My home. And it's sort of like you're in this space where you're feeling very, like you are very, very hell-bent on figuring out what is really going on with this person and what it is that you really need. There's a lot of motivation to find out the psychological motivation of what's going on with this connection, right? I mean, you know, it's a Virgo and Libra energy. This does often indicate, by the way, single parent. It could be a single parent, male, female, doesn't matter. But this is an energy of strength in adversity. This is a lot of determination. There's a very, very strong energy as the central card. So I really like that. Now that's being clarified by the moon. Yeah. So it's like, look, you know, you feeling very in this space of having a bit of a crisis of faith. You're feeling very emotionally vulnerable because there's confusion, there's disappointment. And there's a lot of emotion here. There's a lot of stuff going on underneath the surface here. But look at this, Knight of Swords. Expect the unexpected. Yep. This is somebody who makes a lot of drama, can get bored very easily, moves on, whatever, doesn't take any responsibility for reconciling things in a very healthy way. And this could be you, could be them. But this is like a roller coaster energy. It's like, okay, sudden truths popping out, can't keep it under the hood anymore, underlying conflicts being exposed, you know, could be a very confusing time, could be a huge relief. It depends on what the situation is. But we have these two final energies here of the Strength reverse, which means weakness, difficulty with decision, difficulty with any kind of confrontation. Yes, Mars and Libra in your 12th house, you're going to be having a hard time with that. You might ignore your instincts in the name of safety or ease. It's like, whatever, you know, but doing that can end up stunting your growth in a situation. You have to be careful of not overthinking or of having analysis paralysis having to do with something regarding this relationship. It's really better to face whatever it is, be grateful for the lesson, you know, whatever it is. Clarifying that, though, is the Three of Swords. This is the lights come on. There's heartbreak, there's pain of a truth. Some of you may be struggling with some depression right now. Some of you may be feeling that betrayal, but at least the lights are on. So the confusion won't be so heavy, and you're going to be in a position where you can start to move on from the shock with the pain of something. For those of you, it does seem like in relationship. All right. Okay. Let's pull for some of the person that you are dealing with. Okay, this is for Scorpio's partner. An energy that they're dealing with. They don't have to be with them right now. They could be in separation. There's no time frame on the separation, too. Just whoever's in their energy. Oh, what do you want to know? Stay behind. Priestess. They are the High Priestess right now. Somebody's telling secrets. Holding secrets, holding secrets. This is a subjective read, Scorpio, so you don't have to really agree with what comes out, but you want to think about it rather from their perspective. So we have the Queen of Cups here in the recent past. And the Queen of Cups is having that conversation about what's needed to make something work, right? It's that Gemini and Cancer energy. Gemini is all about communication, and Cancer is about, feeling grounded, rooted, safe, secure, right? It's that fourth house energy. And you have that, you do have Saturn, you have Jupiter, but you have Saturn in that fourth house energy. So there is that challenge there, and Uranus is retrograde. So there's a lot of shakeup in the relationship sectors for sure. But this Queen of Cups energy tells me that they were in this space of trying to tell you what it is that they want, need, and desire, right? Now, as them being the High Priestess, the High Priestess, is the moon energy. So the moon energy is our emotions and what is underneath the surface. So there's some sort of secret, something that they're holding in their emotional space that they're not discussing. And they're really trying to figure something out. Because the secret often is held in an attempt to gain clarity. Because when we're talking about emotions, we can't really trust emotions, right? We really can't, because the moon rules our emotions, right? The moon changes every 1 to 3 days. So, speaking of the moon energy, actually for you guys, Scorpio, on the 8th and the 9th, it is going to be in that Libra energy. It's going to be in the 12th house, the house of the hidden. Your emotions are going to be just palatable. I mean, you're going to be feeling super, super sensitive on the 8th and the 9th, right? And then the moon goes into your energy for the 10th and 11th in that first house of self. So that, that's a very, very emotional time. This 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, very, very emotional. Then on the 12th and 13th, it goes into Sagittarius in that second house energy, which has more to do with like your possessions, what matters to you, your daily routines, right? It's going to be in that. And then the moon moves on the 14th into Capricorn, into your third house. So there's going to be, it's sort of hanging in your mind, very much in that mind, and then into like your very personal houses there. So you're going to be feeling almost very, very deeply introspective and emotional this week, because things are shifting, okay? So coming back to this energy, what is the challenge for them right now, okay, that they're dealing with while they're in this High Priestess energy is the Chariot. And the Chariot as the challenge energy can mean that they're dealing with arrogance and self-indulgence. They may be spiraling out of control. They may be on the wrong path. They could be experiencing some sort of egotism, selfishness can be indicated here. There's this need to change focus, but this is their challenge, right? They're having a hard time moving away from anything that's toxic. Now, that's what they're experiencing. So whether they're viewing you as that or they're experiencing this within themselves, it depends on what else is aspecting everyone's chart, right? Obviously. So the basis of the situation is the Page of Pentacles. Now, the page could mean a new cycle, right? The basis of the situation. So this could be a new beginning. It's because page is always a new cycle, but pages are always rather immature. So when it comes to the coin energy, this could be that they're very focused on a new job and they're not even paying attention to the relationship. For others, this could also manifest as a mental, physical, or emotional connection. So that could be the basis of the situation as well. And if it is a new connection, it is creating some sort of, I'm going to say confusion more, that they need to, there's this need to negotiate within themselves, right? They have to make a decision, regarding more than one path having to do with your relationship. So, and that could be several things, right? It doesn't only have to be between you and another person, though that can be the situation, right? You're one path, somebody else is another path, right? What should we do? But it could also be focusing on the Page of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. This could have to do with needing to figure something out regarding some sort of financial endeavor that you guys are involved in, or that would require finances, and this need to negotiate and figure out what to do. Right, and figuring out where and the reason and why is this present, that this situation even presented to them, because they're feeling a sense of lack in something. Now, what is the recommended approach for them is the Nine of Wands. And this is what they need to look at. They need to look at, okay, yeah, I'm tired. They're tired, right, because of something. Working very hard at whatever is going on in this relationship. So there's some history here, right? And they're going to have the perseverance to see something through. But it's very important that they stay balanced now. And they where are they feeling very defensive? You know, if they're protesting a little too much, right? Why are they feeling like that? What's off? Something's off there. If they're like over defending themselves, like they need to look at that, right? They definitely need to look at that. You're showing up as the King of Pentacles, right, for them. So the King of Pentacles is a very solid energy, very hardworking, very like wants to be in the relationship, all of that. But there's the additional energy does indicate an element of greed that they identify in you. Now, this could have to do with, from their perspective, an issue with money, right? Because this is an energy where this person in their mind, right, with this, which would be you, no patience for anyone looking to take what's his. So you might not be very on board with putting all of your money into something that your partner wants. Or, you know, where you're very protective of your money, or there could be an issue with money, right, where there's a dependence as well, right, regarding that, where they view you as too dependent, or they're dependent on you. Could have to do with that, but it doesn't have to have anything to do with money. Could also be that they're viewing you as someone who will not change in the relationship to better the relationship. It's like, look, this is me, like it or leave it, that's it. And where they're thinking, okay, you know, they're very solid and they have all of these great qualities, but they're not willing to bend in this particular area, and that's an issue for them, right? It could be that. But their challenge here is the Four of Pentacles, right? This is serving up to actually be a block. And the Four of Pentacles is about security and self-protection. And this is a block for them right now. So this could be having to do with them having a poverty mindset, them feeling very vulnerable in the relationship. Somebody might be dealing with literally bankruptcy right now, showing up as a challenge. Or they just feel like they can't be totally open and themselves in this connection, and they're really guarding their heart, kind of thing, you know. Now, the Knight of Cups is in the near future, right? So it does seem like they really do want to try to settle this conflict, not only with you, but whatever's going on within themselves. It does seem like they want to do that. And the Six of Wands is sharing your feelings and everything being sort of healthy and well received. And there's a deepening that they would like, a deepening of the connection. So it almost seems like something is going on from their perspective that they're sort of, okay, I'm getting two things. First of all, they might be pointing all the fingers at you, right? Where, A, B, and C is wrong because of you, right? Right, they're saying like, Scorpio, you're the one who's got an ego issue. You don't want to change. You don't want to work at how, you know, whatever's necessary in order to make the relationship work. You have your conditions and you're being completely inflexible, right? Some of your partners are dealing with that. Others of you, the challenge here is that they're keeping secrets. They might have some narcissistic tendencies here. I'm just looking at these first two. The High Priestess that's being challenged by the Chariot is like, that equals secrets and egotism and feeling very justified. So, you know, it depends on your particular situation, and you're going to know how, you know, how that would resonate with you. But Yeah. So let's pull some heart oracles. Yeah, I feel like somebody just wants to be happy with you. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities in your life. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So, thinking about your spread and their spread, they're pointing fingers at you. It's almost like Scorpio. If only you would do this, then everything would be fine. And it's like they don't want to take it, because in your spread, I just felt like there was a lot more recognition of something just not being what it is, right? Look at that, the Tower. Something just not being what is in your best interest, and you really understanding that. Yeah, look at that. So we have the Tower, necessary surrender, lights coming on, something ending the way it is. Two of Wands. Maybe they met somebody at work or through their friends. Two of Wands. But this is feeling kind of confused, wanting to move forward. And then we have the Wheel here. So the Wheel is wanting to come back to you, right? I mean, it's going to like come around again. And, this is about reaching an absolute turning point, though. Fate and change, right? It's all about fate and change and a turning point. Now, depending on how you're feeling about the relationship, if the bones of the relationship is good and they feel like the bones are good, then it'll be blessed by Jupiter. But otherwise, it's going to be really tricky to try to make it work. Now, look, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is the energy of mastery. There's this need to have a very logical and diligent approach to this situation. Clarifying that. This is the Knight of Wands. That roller coaster energy. Sudden truths coming out. So I feel like whatever's being held back in that High Priestess energy is going to end up coming out. It's like, this is the way I really feel. This is this. And you're just going to be sitting there like, what the hell is going on? But that's what's got to happen though. Three of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, and we have the Three of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. So Three of Cups is an energy of, obviously being supported. Does seem like a new relationship or a new stage in your relationship. Obviously, not everybody's going to be breaking up, right? This could be a new stage in your relationship, but there's newness here. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles, that has to do with property, family, generosity, support. I have your back, you have mine, kind of thing. But talking about all of that, it does seem like. And then the Ten of Swords is, allowing a challenging time period to end. Can't continue. Seven of Pentacles, Saturn and Taurus. A lot of hard work into something and a new beginning. So for some, this is going to indicate a new beginning. For others of you, this is a brand new beginning in your relationship. So recognizing that whatever's been going on up to now can't continue. The challenging time period has to be over. There's got to be some hard work put in. And the Ace of Cups, does indicate strong love and support within an existing relationship. So it does seem like they want to try to save something, but I don't think you're really as on board with them, Scorpio. It does seem like that. But this is a relationship read, so the energies could always be vice versa because of the enmeshment. So, sort of holistically listen to the message and say, okay, yeah, that's what's going on within this situation. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.